I've been starting this stealing my stuff. Yay. Right. Hi everybody again. Just to check, are we all here for the performance panel Fursuit team? Excellent.
Here.
You're not here? No, you're there. I'm here, you're there.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to establish that in advance. Right. I always check this just in case because we've got several panels all usually running at the same time. And I have had people sit there for half an hour going, why are we here? We can't get out. So I give you the opportunity early, before we start, just to make life easier. So we're going to focus more this one on actual performing and things to be going on, so there'll be a bit more practical demonstration in the earlier panel. Just to check, who's got a suit here? Okay. Who's thinking of getting a suit? Who is getting a suit? Who's just here because they didn't find anything else that they wanted to do and thought they could listen stories? Great, that's a good mix. I'm pleased with realising that. Just to let you know, all of my suitors that have turned up here, there is water in the corner for you, and fans and straws, and if you need anything, find somebody that's going to be helpful. Usually security pop in, because apparently I'm trouble. And yeah, on cue. Yeah. Yes. You're security.
Yes, I am.
I know. I was introducing security that if they needed problems, security would turn up, and I usually cause trouble, and you walked in the door. So it was funny. Okay? Now I've had to explain it. It's no longer funny.
Oh, we need trouble?
We'll just skip on that. But yeah, there'll be water and probably other people as well wandering around. If you see anyone with a blue jacket on, they've got water. If you can call over, we've got some specially for us. That's a yay moment. Cheer.
Yay!
Yay! There we go. Right, now, there's a couple of things that I need to tell you first of all. Not that. One of the important things that we can have is entry into a room. There are different ways of coming into a room, and the energy you put in when you come into the room will really affect how performance goes. If you come in and you trudge in, green shirt, green shirt. It's not really interesting, is it? There's no sort of, there's no interest in it. But if you sort of really come in and go, hi, how you doing? Oh, you're doing fine. Oh, you're doing. Oh, look at this. Good shirt, good camera. Oh, Lumix. I'm a big con person, but don't tell me mine. And then you've got this, oh, look at the hair. Oh, good hair. You have excellent hair. You, oh, hat. Beard. Your beard is awesome. I love your beard. Your beard is so beard, it is the beard. You are now Mr. Beard. I just want to know that. Are you now called Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Yay! I've renamed someone already! I'm doing awesome! Oh, you can get a little clap. The more energy you put into a performance, the more you will actually get come out of it. Usually by the end of these I want to die because I've run around too much and done silly things. Now, what I want you to try and focus on as well is putting energy into what you're doing. So make everything larger. When you give a wave, I need a couple of suitors, if I can have a volunteer or two. I've got 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Right, don't surround me because they can't see anything. Face them, face them. I'm going to stand at the back and give you instructions. So ignore me completely unless I'm talking to you. If I say ignore me, they probably would. Right. Now, everybody, give us a wave. Right, give us a different wave. Give us a Mexican wave. Okay, let's organise the Mexican wave. We'll start on the stage left. And they don't know which one stage left is. Okay, right, in that case, we'll try this another way. We'll start with the tiger. Yes, you. So, when I say 3, 2, 1, I want you to do the Mexican wave. You with me? Not yet. Okay, right. Let's practice. Right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Weave! There we go. Okay. Sometimes it can be difficult to explain things to people, so you might have to do it a couple of times. But notice the energy that gets put in. They're not standing still, even when they're standing still. Because when a suit stops, there's nothing happening. And all of a sudden they become uninteresting. Oh, you're supposed to be sad at that. Oh, that's good. See, the thing to do is to play up to whatever's being said as well. So give it a real, what do you mean time? I'm all right, I'm on time. I started on time. I'm working well. Just can't get the staff these days. But anyway, what you can actually do is put more energy into it and you'll get more out of it. So the waves, we're getting different waves from them. Let's go, give us a strong pose. Yeah. Even the nod at the end, a nod is good, we like nods. You can do different things with your attitude. So give me a really angry, imposing rah. That just looks cute. Sorry. Yeah, you're successful at cute. But with the mood that you want to put into the character, you can sometimes tell with different ones what their attitude is going to be like. So cute suits tend to be happy, bouncy, huggy, lovey. And what do we do when we want to hug with someone? We jazz hands, apparently. Yeah. Asking for a hug is always good because not everyone's comfortable with lots of hugging, and it can sometimes be a little bit of a problem if you've got an injury or any particular problem, fragile wings, things like that. Be careful. Always ask before hugging. So, what do we do if we want to hug? Yeah. What do we do if we don't want to hug? What do we do if we're overheating? And what do we do when we fall over? There's always one. Isn't that cute? Just be aware of what you're doing. If you do overheat, remember there are things around you can do. There are fans in the lounges, and if you feel like you're really overheating, please stop. Don't put yourself into an injury. Who here has had heat exhaustion? Who's had it today? Who's had heat stroke? Aha, that's good. Do we know what the difference is between heat exhaustion and heat stroke?
Nope.
A hospital visit. If you get heat stroke, you will need to probably have an intravenous drip, have stuff put in you to make you a bit better. And it's not very pleasant, and I can say I've had it myself. So nobody is completely innocent of this. Be careful with yourself. If you overheat, stop. Who's got lots of padding in their suit? Lots of padding is a real problem because it's a good insulator. Foam is excellent at insulating. Drop crotch, yeah, that also tends to be very, very hot. What I would say to you is, everyone's different. Know your own limits. There is no fixed, hard and fast way. The other night I was out and about, I was in the suit for 15 minutes. And I was like, nope, that's it, I'm done, I am dead, I have enough. I got out of suit and I promptly expired and drank 2 litres of isotonic drink. That was my way of recovering that. And yet the other day, a couple of hours. No real difference between it other than circumstance, so be careful. Now, what we're going to also do is, we've got a slight difference in some of the suits here, so we'll go through a few of them. We have our teeth here. Notice, big teeth. Fuzzy hair, lots of style. Big poofy hands, tends to be toonier, more accepting of kids. Children tend to be more afraid of the toony suits, purely because the eyes don't blink, and they're bigger, so they tend to react more. Whereas we've got a couple of realistic ones, there's one down here, there you are. More animalistic face, tends to be more of a sort of thing that children can accept and adults can accept. They tend to like this a lot more, even though some people think they're scarier. Generally, kids like realistic suits slightly more. You have our lovely resident police officer here from New York. Author. The mixture between the two, sort of realistic, got some toony aspects as well, so really nice compromise between the two sort of ideas. Definitely worthwhile, not scary at all. Oh, that's a point. We need to do the cute poses. I forgot about those. Right, give me some cute. Oh, they do cute as well. And how about a different pose? It's funny how the cute also looks like scary in some ways. Now, what do you do if you get a little child that's come up and is really scared? Get down to their level. That's it. If you get down to their level, you tend to be less imposing. So it could really be nice to have a little bit more of a look, uncertain. And the other thing you can do, if they've got a parent with them, which hopefully they have, hide behind them. Be just as scared of them as they are of you. Oh, look at the hiding. And that can really help because it puts you down on their level because they're afraid and they sort of get confidence to sort of come out, have a look. Yeah, like that. And then they'll play for a bit. We also have the thing of real animals. Oh dear. Some animals really like suits. Other ones, not so much. They're very scared. I would say to you, please, if you're going near real animals, be careful. Find from the owner how they'll react. If they say no, move yourself away.
Smaller dog, more scared.
The smaller the dog, the more growling and barking you tend to get. If it's below about that big, as far as I'm concerned, it's a duh. It's not even a full dog. Oh. I've got a bush for now. Okay. Oh. That explains a lot. Suitors will steal stuff. I will say that. They steal hats, they steal cakes, they steal drinks, they steal badges, they steal anything. If you do borrow something, please give it back. It is, sometimes a bit of a problem, especially for things like cameras, more expensive things. Please do. Be careful. Obviously, if you break something, somebody's going to be very upset, and they are going to want it back. If you do take something, tell them where it's gone, or at least give them an idea. Hats especially, some of the taller ones, the top hats. Anyone got a top hat? Big hats? Don't drop them, because you can break the inside of it, and that's really bad. Very expensive, they're harder to get hold of. And apparently, oh dear, badges are now eyes. This happened last time at the earlier panel to anyone that wasn't here. I kind of got invaded by everybody and stolen. And then they stole me as well. So I've got to be careful here just in case somebody decides to come along. But we're going to do a few more things first and then we're going to have audience participation. Okay, let me try that with a little bit more enthusiasm. Audience participation! Come in, don't walk past. Yes, come in. Come in, this way.
Run, run.
Run as fast as you can. You catch me like the currywurst man. God, they caught me. Anyway, do we all know about yes and no? Do we know what yes is? Do we know what no is? Good. Never say never. Oh God, I've started singing already. This is going to go wrong. If someone doesn't want to interact, don't force it. Because you will get people that do not want to interact with suits. They don't want it. If you try and force it, it will get really, really awkward and tends to lead to people being a little bit upset. So let's see. What do you do if somebody... Voila. Oh dear. I can see you. You want to steal my glasses? I'm slightly confused. Okay. I have no idea what's going on right now. Oh, you want my microphone? You cannot have my microphone. Right. If someone is bothering you, you can always use help and see if you can get someone to come along and assist you somehow and rescue me. No, no rescue from me. Yes, eye contact is always good. It's very, very difficult though to know if the person in suit is looking back at you, I must admit that, but you can actually look at them and work out if they're looking at you. For example, you are looking at me, you are interacting with me, we are now socially interacting. We are done socially interacting now, so I'm going to go wave. Always wave if you can goodbye. I'm not done socially interacting, I'm going to construct something here. I have made a mohawk. I'm a genius. When you're done, just say thank you, or wave, or hit the suitor in the face with a hammer. You know, it tends to happen quite a lot to people. Ooh. Oh, here we go again. It's already started. I'm going to run away here quickly. So, we have yes and no. We have a few things to do. So, I'm going to now let loose these suitors on you. Oh yes. Suitors, I want you to go and give a little wave to somebody nearby. Give a little greeting. Just pick one of them, any one will do. Go on. Now you notice, when they're walking around and looking for different interactions, they're going to actually move. They're going to talk. They're going to respond to what you're doing. So you can do the same thing. If you're in suit, respond to what's happening. Oh, ours always help. So we've got waves going on, we've got some small interaction going on. Generally, it depends on the suit. You're going to behave differently in different suits. You'll find casualness, you'll find aggressiveness, you'll find everything you can imagine. All of this will help. Develop yourself a couple of tricks. If you get stuck, go to one of those. So when I get stuck, not in the literal sense. When I get stuck in the metaphysical sense, and I don't know what to do next, I usually get apparently stared at by many, many suits. Waving is good. Thank you. That's just what I've always wanted in my life. I just need to move out of here just slightly so I can actually see people again. Props are helpful, because if you're ever stuck, a prop is always excellent, because you can go along and you can do things. Ow. Apparently you can also have fights with swords. But props are useful. Anyone got any props that they intend to use? Experiences with props? Soft toys, brushes, yeah? You have something? No, he has nothing. Put the chair down. A bone? Ah, yes. Bones. Soft toy bones. Usually they sell some in the dealer's den, different things. We've got some tennis balls going on here as well, some juggling. And my slippers have already started going. Right, bells as well. Something to give a bit of interaction. Yes, I'll get to as soon as I can manage to extract myself. Hi. Hi. We have a big round cookie. Cookies work. There was a soft, inflatable burger round earlier. Anyone see burger? Highly recommend it as well. So yeah, have different foods and different items that you can use to interact with people. And if you get stuck, you can always revert to it. A dance, a wave, a hope, and steal something is always a good one. So that's a few bits and pieces. We now go to the fun part of questions from the audience. That's you. So, does anyone have any questions they want to answer? Burning desires of being petted by ponies.
And slippers.
And slippers. It's mine anyway. Oh, little squeaky thing. So, any questions from this side? So I'm looking this way. Yes.
Here you go. Oh.
Is it turned on?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, so you mentioned props, weapons that people use as props. Do you have any advice for those who use weapons as part of their prop set? So things to do, not to do, suggested poses.
Yes, I have a couple of things. Can I borrow that for a second? One of the things people tend to do when they're in pictures is they look straight at the camera, and they'll do that. And if you take a picture of that, all you see is this tiny, no, don't put stuff on it, please. All you see is a point and nothing else. It's so boring, because you can't see what it is. Is it an axe? Is it a point? Is it a cup? Am I holding some kind of shiny thing? Angles. Thank you. Angles work really well. So if you do a thing like that, it actually shows up something. Yeah, that's another good one. Point out of your line of sight is very difficult because you could hit someone like that or trip someone up. So only point it where you can see what you're doing, so look generally at it. That's really useful to go through. Generally speaking, work with the convention policy or the event policy of where you're at. Because some of the LARP, is LARP here at all? Live action role play? Yeah. You know how realistic looking some of those weapons can be. And the police do get very upset if you run around the centre of big cities with giant axes and swords. For understandable reasons. So please seek permission of where you're going and understand what their local regulations are. Abide by them. If they say to you, you may not take it out, don't take it out, even for pictures, because you could land yourself in a lot of problems. Realistic stuff is where it crosses over, because you'll get people around, who's nerves here? Any nervous? Big foam darts that you throw at people and fire at people and break lights with? Yeah, that's another thing that you tend to get. Those sorts of things are bright colours, very fluorescent, very good. But they can be a little bit problematic in centre of town. Be careful. That's what I would say to you. Any more questions from the... Oh, we have a question here. My runner has his microphone. Behind, in front.
I have a Fursuit dragon. It's a realistic one. That's also wings. It's not supposed to be very cute, but more like grumpy, that kind of stuff. As I'm kind of new to it, is there any way that it's best to find poses for it that you have to do?
What is
it's different?
It's very difficult at conventions because generally at conventions people are expecting the huggy, happy suitors. Playing a grumpy character is very, very hard, and it tends to be a little bit more difficult. The thing that I tend to do is, if you want to do a really grumpy character, behave grumpy. Walk around like that. Give it real stomping, raw. Not just bumbling around. And if someone wants a picture, that's even better. I'm just borrowing you something. As if you're going to take a picture of it. So you're thinking there, most suits will be like happy, cute, give a good pose. What you would do if you want to be grumpy, you go to give a pose and then just turn away, put the paw up, something like that. Just be a bit, give them a little bit of an indication that the character is supposed to be angry. Microphone over there. And that tends to really help, but portraying different characters is harder.
Yeah.
I've tried playing grumpy characters, I find it really difficult because people don't respond as
Best
you
way to
expect.
frame maybe is still like a mirror or something?
Mirrors are good. If you want to perform with a mirror, it tends to be really helpful because you can gauge a reaction. Small group of friends, circle of performers. They sometimes have improv panels and other things. Use those. Just go up to people and start talking them. Pretend to be something different. Like, let's see. What are you doing there, you old chummy? You're right there. Arr. Oh dear. See? The fail. Fail. Just use the responses. Get with what you go. Do we have another question over there? I think it was further back. No? Right. Anyone on from this side? He got one.
Yes. Have you ever, you guys, Fursuiters, seen yourself in a tape or video before and after acting, before and after acting tips?
To be honest, I have just gone along the way of doing my own thing and responding to what everybody else comes with. But the tips that I find, I like it when I run this panel early in the convention, because you get people to get a better experience. When they have a bad experience, they tend to stop suiting. And they sort of go, oh, this isn't for me, it's boring, or whatever. But using the little tips and tricks, you find your own style. Hello. Hello.
Something I would like to have done is, I had a first experience, it wasn't very great. And one thing I will try next year is to have someone to take me and show me what I did, show me from someone else's perspective. I have never seen my Fursuit in someone else, in action.
I love videos. Videos are great. I'll be back in just a second.
Ce? Nu știu.
Yeah, video is great because you can see yourself, you can respond to it, but it's really hard playing someone else's character. Taking somebody else's suit and putting the same performance in, it's nearly impossible for me to duplicate exactly how someone moves, how they behave, what they do. I think it's practice. Much practice is what always tends to help with it. So, any more questions? Would we like our suitors to do anything or show us anything? Because we have this wonderful resource here. Look at all these wonderful suits.
The Last Supper.
The Last Supper. Are you seriously suggesting I try and herd cats? Do you know how difficult it is to get one suitor to do what you want? Well, this is their version of the Last Supper. This is the last glass of water, which for suitors would be really, really good. Perhaps we should sell the last glass. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to or not. I've never been told. That's true. It's usually easier to ask forgiveness than it is to ask permission. Don't tell them I said that. Hang on, who's recording this? I bet there's at least one living in. Oh dear. I'm in trouble now. So, that's performing. Now, what we're going to do as well is a couple of things. They're going to wear a bag. Oh dear. Right. We're going to just deal with one very important thing. Overheating. Who's overheated at the convention so far? A couple. Do you have a question there? Yes.
So, because of overheating, I can't do this pose, and I wanted to know how the pony is showing the overheating.
All right, yes. Where is the pony gone? There's a couple of ponies actually. Ponies! All the ponies, can you do me a favour? How do you demonstrate your overheating with the hooves? It's a bit harder. What do you do if you're overheating? Aha, we have the hands above the head. What else do we have here? That one tends to be another signal that's been used before. Eyes covering one eye and going up. This comes down to signals that you would agree in advance. Who uses a handler to go out with? Lots of it? Yeah? That tends to be really, really helpful. Establish your signals in advance. So if you want, you can use just a hand in the air. Hi.
In Disneyland Paris, they use that signal.
Ah, yeah. Disneyland Paris, a few others.
If you see a performer like that, this is a...
You can do anything you want to do. As long as you establish it, you know what you're doing. That would be my suggestion to you. Yeah? Doing the ear, walking around. There are many different ideas, but go with what signal works. So, overheating. A lot of people do suit, especially who's new, especially to suiting, to this con. Right?
No, scusa.
We have found before it can be very, very difficult, especially with a lot of padding, some of the suits. Who's got the most padding? Probably Hydro. Hydro has a lot of padding. any of the characters that have got vests on as well tends to overheat really quickly. We have found something. Yes. Woof. There is something here which I use myself. Who's got a cool down vest? Right. These things are wonderful for me. I find them very, very useful because they actually allow me to suit for a lot longer. And it's been moved. I'm going to have to hunt for it now. Who moved it? Aha. Remember that audience participation bit that I said? Now it is. Right. Where was one of those new people who has just started suiting at the con? Who's about? Yeah? Have you tried one? Right, you need to take off the jumper first. These things are available from different companies. Different products are, sold, but easy here. You can actually buy them at the con. These are really good because they actually put cool stuff against your body. You can re-energize them. It varies on what you're doing and how it works and the different temperatures. You're best off talking to them in the dealer's den. I can only recommend what I've got now. Let's just size this up a bit. It also makes your suit look a bit more buff as well. If any of you want to be a bit more muscly, this is always the way. Come stand in the front. Come on, stand in the front so I can see you. Okay, well, right. So we've got temperatures here. Yellow ones, 21 degrees. Turn around, please. Blue ones, 15 degrees. This cools the body from the core, so it's the most important bit to try and cool down. These ones, they're pushed up against it's too cold. You get different ones, but they last different times. They're different for different people, but we've got both in here. I wanted somebody just to physically show you how cold it can be. So they're quite hard when they're first frozen, but they're useful because they allow you to be more comfortable for longer. The longer you are comfortable, the better experience you have when suiting. And these things are so useful. And he's probably now going to boil it slightly. He's all right. He's okay. We've got a thumb or a finger on.
Something else saying, in my home, we've got like a cooling spray. It's spraying on the and like a mean spray.
More of an evaporation type thing. That's the same principle of cooling down than
usually I use that, but when it's getting hot,
it's no use. To be honest, evaporation vests aren't very good for suitors because they have no way of getting the airflow or the water out. So this is a good compromise for everything. I've been given some lovely leaflets with some information as well if anybody wants one. Just come and see me before you disappear out of the panel and I'll sort that out for you. Keep that on for a little while and tell me the results. Because you'll like it. They bounce. They do bounce. Bouncy. Right. Anyway, back to questions.
Okay.
Let's go back. Oh, we've got two.
Okay, we'll go
3 even.
I have one question. Either any girl use this front part of this?
Yes, they are completely universal.
But I don't feel that have any purpose to put it on boobs, let's say.
Not so much, but because it's on the front, it causes
Yeah,
the
but
to
if I use it, I'm so big here, so I will be any bigger or even like a square or something.
You might want an alternative product, but they're the ones to talk to. But I'd recommend them anyway, even if you just use the back ones. I think I've got one over there and one over here. We'll go back there and come back to you again.
I'm rather large. It really doesn't look that different anyway.
Here?
Yeah, I'm rather large.
Here.
Hardly see any difference.
But I I prefer to stay here, smaller.
Make
And
your
if
own
I-
suit. The clothing
Yeah.
lists are basically just fabric anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So, there are
Some
options.
home here.
You've got another question near the front, Mr. Satchel.
I've seen some suitors incorporate squeakers and some go so far as to have iPods with sound effects played on. Have you ever experimented with this yourself, or any suitors here who try and involve sound in their act?
Squeakers are a bit of a sore point for some people because some people really overuse it. And if you go too far, it gets really annoying really quickly because it'll be squeaky. When it's continuous, it's not a good act because it's all they're doing. When you use it carefully, sort of like to respond to someone in a comedy way, like that, a little kiss, then that's fine. It tends to be more manageable, more easy to do. Some people talk in squeakers. Harry, anyone know Harry? Blue suitor, talks around in squeaking. That's fine, that's part of the act, but it doesn't do it continuously, so it's less of an annoyance. You get people with the iPods as well that go around. Small bit of music, small sound effect, works fine. Continuous music really annoys people really quickly. You'll get out in the convention, you'll see it with the little boom boxes. You'll hear 5 different types of music in 5 different places, all coming to your head at the same point, and the brain just goes, what? This is annoying. You have to manage the performance based on what's responding, but yes, they do work. I would not do it all the time. That's basically, I think, what a lot of them do as well. You'll get the clip blocks. Some of the horses have hooves. What's the thing? Shoes. Horseshoes. Horseshoes. That's the 2 words. Yeah. They can sometimes walk around on carpet without a problem. They can also go onto hard floor and stamp, and you hear clip, 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 clip.
On the point of the horseshoes, has there ever been issues with a venue because if they're depending on what they're made of, some people use real horseshoes. Have they ever had someone say, no, please don't walk here, your shoes will damage the floor?
I have never heard of that. The only thing I have heard of, who's gone bowling in suit? Yeah. Sometimes some of the venues that do bowling object to you bringing suit balls because they're black and they can scuff on their nice polished floor. That's about the only thing I've ever heard somebody do is say, no, you can't have paws in there. So it's down to the venue. Just ask them. But apart from that, I've never heard of anything. Do we have any more questions from the room? Down at the back.
I guess kind of building on a question from earlier, can you elaborate perhaps on some of the differences in performance techniques between silent suits and talking suits and suits that are like somewhere in between?
Yes. Right. Silent suitors are ones who want to preserve the character. Sometimes because they can't do the voice. I myself don't talk in my suits because I can't portray the voice that I want the character to have, and it would give the wrong impression. So I just don't speak. You can do it in mime. I will talk to security if I need to. I'll talk to a friend, for example, and say, you know, let's go over there instead, or let's do this. Hi. But generally speaking, I don't find it helps me to perform. It's purely personal preference. There is no right or wrong answer. I have experienced, though, in general, that the European side of things seems to be less talking, more squeaking, more performance-related of acting out than actually talking. The American sets tend to be a little bit more in the way of talking. Anyone know Duke, Dancing Dog?
No.
Does a really good accent. Duke. Yeah? Does a really good accent, and it fooled me from what country he was actually from, so that proves how good it is. But it's based on the character. Do we have anyone here that talks? Hi. So we've got one over there that talks. Anybody else?
Me.
You? When do you talk normally?
I normally talk like this.
So sometimes you put on a different accent or a different voice if it works with the character. Moving jaws tend to respond better to talking because it's very weird to talk to someone and their mouth just isn't moving. But it's purely personal preference. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. but for me, it doesn't work. For some, it does. Also doesn't talk to you, but you can move them out. So you can still give an impression of what you want to say without actually talking. You're from Austria?
I'm from Austria.
Austria, yeah. I'm just curious there, because you've got the New York badge on. It's like, I couldn't quite remember for a second. But it's really just down to individuals. No right, wrong answer. Anybody else?
Actually, there's another danger of talking. When you're not talking and you want to say hi, you go. When you are talking, you go hi.
So sometimes it can lose some of the energy of the voice. Remember earlier, I said about energy to do things? It's like, hi, how you doing? I love you. Oh, you go. Okay. It's a little bit different going, hi, and trundling off. I pointed out a musical thing that makes noise. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not. Hi, enthusiastic again. So, what else we can do? We can do poses. We can do different poses to keep people interested. If you need to change things, you're just standing there. I'm going to use you as my example. You're standing there, you've got this nice police uniform ready to go. This becomes part of it. So if you want, you can do the arresting thing. You can be angry, be snarly to the stop. See? He's actually quite good at that. Practice. See, practice, practice. But you can also do the cute. You can do the, hey, aww. You see, instantly the pose changes despite what's being worn here, but it can be used to your advantage. There's no fixed way of performing. You just go with what you work. Any more questions from this side of the room? I can't see this side of the room at the moment. No, that's good. Sample. Round back.
I would like to know.
My job. Sorry.
I would like to know if there's a way to show that the situation is really uncomfortable at this time. For example, in the first convention, I was just starting shooting, and the person approached me and surprisingly grabbed me in the crotch, and someone else grabbed me in my butt. And it was highly uncomfortable because I didn't want it.
Yeah, that is something that can happen. I tend to find that it isn't one of the examples where I will talk in suit, because I will give them a very firm no, and I will make it clear that's not acceptable. If you do experience something that makes you uncomfortable, or you feel is beyond what could be reasonably expected of someone in a normal, there's still people out there, and behaviour standards do still apply. If you get something that you feel really is no, this is wrong, go and find a member of security. They are here to help you. They will do something. If you can't find one of them, look for a red lanyard, because they usually have a radio and can actually summon help to you if you need it. That's generally what tends to happen. I mean, can you just do, I don't borrow you again. If you get someone that wants to do, they've grabbed you and you don't want it, just show me what you'd do. See? No, back away, make some space. If they come after you again, so they're still going, distance again, hold off, and no. I would strongly advise you not to retaliate by hitting someone. I really, really do that, because generally it just doesn't end well, especially if you can't see properly, and unless you're a karate expert and think you can lay them out in one go, it could end badly for you in suit. And these are quite expensive material suits. So you've got to balance the risk, but moving away is generally the safest thing. Yes?
Similar
Yeah, like this.
Similar problems can be when you fursuit outside. I have female characters, and sometimes people check if my boobs are real.
Yeah, see what I mean about normal decency? It's
Yeah,
like
they
you
are
never
real.
quite know if there's a guy inside or not. And sometimes you see people and they go along and it's like, oh.
Yeah, at conventions it works, but with
it
normal
can happen.
people outside can be different.
Yeah, it's hard to judge. You're going to respond to people as individuals, but
Yeah.
the same thing traditionally applies. Move away. If they still cause a problem, summon some help. That's why I always say to people, have someone with you. You want to say something?
It's really important. Always have a spotter with you and never go out on a...
Conventions, it's not so bad. You don't tend to need spotters as much, but public suiting, yeah, I'd always have someone with me because it's much, much easier. Especially when you've got someone carrying water, or, oh, can I have a photo with you? And then it's sort of like, they can put their arm around, they can let them, hi, you get your picture. They're happy, you're happy, everyone else is happy, you can hold the camera for them. Thank you. And you can carry the water for the suitor, you can carry accessories, you can carry spares of, drinks, food and whatever else you need, so you don't have to worry about it. Any more questions? Just going around, hi.
Are there any such things as fursuit performance cliches? Anything which you would consider as things which have been done a lot? Performance is still quite a new thing. So would you think anything's happened which you consider a cliche?
It's kind of hard to go because everyone does things in a bit different. The thing that tends to happen is people go to a default pose when they get a picture. You tend to get a lot of that. That's all they'll do. When you see it once in a picture, it's great. 500 times the same picture pose gets a bit boring. And that's sometimes what tends to happen is just that sort of pose. So be a bit of variety. We'll do that again. Right, I'm going to get to the back again, get the suitors to line up again, hopefully. Right, guys. We have imaginary cameras in front of you taking a picture of you. So give me a normal, happy pose, just something you'd normally do. So we've got a lot of arms out. Bit of a difference there. Okay, and another one. Another small move. See the difference in between them? Where they're sort of, some are standing up straight, some are sort of crouching over slightly, turning towards you to give a different view, moving the hands at the back there from Zeph, the chiroppractor there. So we've got different things we can do with just simple posing, even if it's just turning your body a little bit. And if someone takes a picture, just do another pose, just in case they want to take a different picture of you and one doesn't come out, or someone blinks behind you, or photo bombs unexpectedly. Just go with what you want to do, give a different pose. Do props as well. Remember the prop thing? How useful they can be? How you can pose with them, you can give them to someone, you can do something else with them, you can hit them over the head with it. Please don't hit them over the head with it if it's hard and will hurt. Because again, we're down to breaking, damage. Suits are very expensive pieces of artwork. They are living, breathing things effectively, but the fur doesn't grow back. So you have to be careful with it. Right, that's done well so far. Thank you for the posings. Do we have any more questions from our left audience, right audience, centre audience? Yes, I have another question. Oh, I'm used to doing both bits, you see. I'm not used to having someone help.
So about taking photos and getting photos taken, I was told that if you're like having a pose, you should like stand still, otherwise the focus is blurred. Do you have any tips for like having a pose that, how do I tell you, standing still but still like having a very good, nice pose without like moving a lot around? Is it recommended?
It depends on the suit. That's really the thing that does it, because we need a couple of here. Can we give her a wave? So like, you've got a wave there, that's quite difficult to take a picture of. It's really, really fast. So give me a stationary wave. So it still looks like they're waving. And sometimes what you can actually do is if you move really slowly, you get the impression of a wave, and you can make GIFs, or however you choose to pronounce that particular word, graphics interchange file. That's the limit of my computer knowledge. Apart from the fact it's a PNG. I know PNG. JPEG, yes, JPEG. Yeah, GIF. Yeah. I don't know any of the other ones. This is where I'm going to get told off now for using PSD. And so, what's a PSD? Photoshop.
Photoshop document.
Thank you. I love it when I have someone that knows the answers. It makes life a lot easier for me. So, pretend waving is a good one. That always helps to do it. We can do things like hand out towards the camera. That always works well. Looks quite nice because you get a perspective on the shot. Sometimes you can go low, go high, change the height, do some background stuff, maybe a plant or something, make it look interesting. That tends to help as well. Anybody else? More questions? Down the other side. Run, southpaw, run! Run, faster! Slower! Faster! And slower at the same time. He's not that good. What's your question anyway?
I often find it difficult to tell how loudly I'm speaking in Fursuit. Sometimes people can't seem to hear me, and other times I'm shouting quite loudly and making a bit of a fool of myself. So
it's difficult because it's muffled, because it's like putting headphones on. You get the foam heads, they tend to be surrounding the head as well, so you can't hear how loudly you're talking. The resin bases tend to be a bit lighter and they're mounted a bit differently, so you get only the fur itself over your ear, so it's easy to hear. I would suggest practicing by talking to a friend with a mirror type thing. So just talk one-on-one, vary the volume, get them to tell you how it responds. Meow, 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 woof. I've been shunned. I don't do horse, I can't take the accent, I can never do it. I can do dog, I can do cat. Do cats? Yeah, cats about it. Another question.
Yeah, sort of two semi-related questions actually. So I wear my glasses while I'm suiting, and I've got a balaclava over my head as well at the same time. I often find that I sweat quite a lot around the front of my face. I'm assuming that that's relatively normal, but I'm wondering if anyone has any tips for avoiding your glasses from steaming up too much if you wear glasses while suiting, and also avoiding sweat too much.
I have two tips for you. One, don't wear glasses.
Easier said than done.
I know, I have glasses myself, but I don't wear them in suit. I recognise people by shape, by form, by what they're wearing. Don't change your hairstyle. Yeah. Don't change your hairstyle because I will never find you ever again in suit. That's how I do it with people that when I'm not wearing fit. What you can do, there's a couple of things. Contact lenses is one thing, if you can have them, but I can't. I hate contact lenses. I can't stand poking my own eyes, and if one of them falls out, I'm really worried about it. Oh, you can poke my eyes, I don't care. It's me poking my own eyes I don't like. Sometimes a fan can help to draw the moisture out, take the air out, take the, basically you're breathing out with some liquid as well, so that can help. The other thing you can do as well, other than a balaclava, is actually a bigger sweatband, one of the old 1980s style ones. That's convenient, that is even in thin as well this time. That works as well. But that's pretty much what I tend to do with most things, yes.
For this glasses thing, I found a rather ingenious solution in my case. I've actually taken my Fursuit hat to the optician and they got regular glass lenses that I could put on the outside of the...
An interesting idea.
The
So you can actually have lenses put over the suit, are you? That's a good idea, yeah. It would work some. I'll give you in a second. I've got one question back here. Yes.
Sometimes I wear glasses in suit by myself, and I have a very...
Sorry, say again.
So sometimes I wear glasses in suit by myself, and I have a very nice fan. We built two 9-volt blocks with a changer to 12 volt, and it works very fine.
So there are different options. I think it's the safest way of doing it. You can get things built into the face, you can have things on top of it. Anyone seen those goggles as well? You know, the ones that you put really over your face? I don't know if there's anyone here with goggles. No. Also, there's got some sort of sunglassy, snazzy things. I know they're not prescription stuff, but that's always an option for you. So there's different ideas for you. Mrs. Southall, we've got one there, one there. If I do miss you, I do apologise. Oh, I see you now.
Divers usually spit in their goggles to make them not fog up. Would that work?
I have absolutely no idea because I don't dive. I know swimmers often do it as well, they put the water in their goggles. I actually got prescription swimming goggles, but I've never tried to use them in my head because it compresses on the face too much for me. But it is an option. I would suggest experimentation.
Just one very quick note while we're still on the subject of wearing glasses and super things going on. I've not tried it in suit yet, but I have in other applications used. There's a product, I imagine there's different ones called Optech was one I used. You can actually get lens coatings for glasses and for welding visors and safety goggles and things like that.
Oh, so you've got sprays and...
Or you can get sprays or white on things that last. So what I do is touch it, it lasts 2 hours, and then it does. Like I said, I've not tried it in suit yet, whether trying to put them in under your suit quite often much more. So there are products that can be worth exploring. Just
Be careful if you use any kind of chemical products near your eyes and face in case you get an allergic reaction. Some of those chemicals can be quite strong. They're not designed for faces basically, so be careful if you do decide to use that. Experiment in a safe environment and you'll probably find something will work for you. But yeah, car sprays, it's just in 2 different places now. Try an auto shop, see what they say. Rain mist stuff, I think I've seen that before as well. So yeah, lots of different options.
I have a question regarding interaction with children. I was on Friday, I was shooting outside some pictures and a few unattended children from the movie arrived. So, unattended obviously. So, and I got a little bit out of hand, so they were trying to open my mouth and tugging my tail, stuff like that. How should I handle that in that moment? Because I obviously don't want to offend each other, I don't want to upset them, but I also want to get my distance at the same time without really leaving behind a bad impression.
This is one of these ones where you hope that parents are around to control them. If they're not, I would generally go with the thing of drawing away, pointing security at them and going, they are causing a problem. That's one way of doing it. Sometimes a very firm no can work as well. It's another thing you have to judge a situation on its own. I mean, Balto might get a lot of attention because, you know, big husky sort of type suit, looks nice to them, they want to play, they think, oh, dogs, yeah, you love that. But sometimes they'll sort of get a little bit too rough. And especially when they sort of go tug, 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 tug. That can be really difficult. And this is when you start to go, if they start pulling on the tail and it starts being a problem, move away. That's the best advice I can give anyone about it. You got one over there?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about groping again, when people come up with inappropriate touch. One thing that was suggested is obviously pushing them away, which can be a good idea, but in a fursuit, that could look playful, something to be aware of. That could look like teasing or like you're playfully pushing them away. If you want to make assuming you don't want to be touched, then you do want to make absolutely sure that you're clear.
Yeah. This could be attitude based as well. Generally speaking, if it's playful, you can sort of do a shake the finger, you know, sort of no, 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 no. That tends to be more playful because it's more of a thing. If it's sort of like a firm no, and you keep the hand there, that tends to be more of an instruction again. Can you just do that as well? Because it's sort of like, you know, you get the things sort of like, you know, you get a playful one first. It's like, you know, shush, shush, no, no. That tends to be more inviting, more energetic, it's playful. But if you get one that you sort of really go and it's like, you know, you sort of, oh, being annoying and doing this, give me a no. That's playful. But more of a sort of, you know, firm no. Hold the hand out and just no. That's the simple way to do it. Sometimes shake the head, no, that's enough. That can help as well. So make it clear. That's the important thing.
And also, obviously, if you're the one who's ever tempted to touch someone, don't. I know this is going to sound silly, but sometimes there are some people who would enjoy being touched. And you know that, and you might think you're dealing with one of those people. But just think about it in advance so you don't make a mistake. Don't do it unless you are 100% certain and know for a fact it's wanted, which, well, always, that should always be true.
Right? And beware of one very important thing. Who's loaned their suit to someone else? Yes. Let's say, for example, someone knows you, really good friends, and they come along and they sort of go, hi, they start groping places. It's not you. And you walk up next to them and they sort of go, who's that? if you're away, check who's in first. Be sure it's your friend before you start doing something that they might enjoy.
It's why I always walk along with the other person who's in my suit.
That helps. Walk along with them. Now, I think we had a question over here somewhere. I'm not sure. I thought there was one over here. Was there one over here? No? Okay. Yes, there was one. I thought there was. Hi.
So what should they actually, what is the most important thing or something that we have never played or some other ideas that will help?
Right, helpers. Helpers. Who's been a helper? Excellent. I like it when it's easy like this. When you're going along, there are a couple of basic bits that I always tell people. Don't walk right next to them like this. If we go this way, come on, this way, wrong way, that way, come this way. You're walking along next to them, and someone wants to take a picture, and you're standing in the way. And it's like, you don't want to be there. You can stand a few paces back. Just keep an eye on them. They're quite large and obvious where they are. You can keep an eye on what they're doing, and if someone gets too friendly, you can sort of go, no. Horse has got to go to sleep now. That's always a good one. Horse is tired. Dog's tired. That helps. Yeah, at the back. As long as you can see them, and you can keep close reasonably, you can offer, oh, do you want a picture taken there? I can help you. Let me take the camera for you. And you can do that kind of thing. Carrying water, big thing, have a bag. Have a bag. That's great. Yes, have a drink for them as well. And have a straw.
Watch out for stairs.
Stairs, oh God, yes. Tell them how many steps there are. Tell them they're about to walk into something. Move it out the way, if necessary. But it's basically guiding them. You are the extra pair of eyes to help them and carry things for them. Basically, that's what I always think that most handlers are called. And they tend to be also good for intervening. Now, answering questions. What's all this about? Ask 10 people, you get 10 answers. The simplest thing is, it's fun. Covers everything. Don't give people unnecessary information. Don't try and elaborate on things. Give them things they'll understand. Like, it's cartoons, it's happiness. They go instantly to their own cartoons and go, that was nice, I like cartoons, they're okay. Really helps to give positive information. As soon as you say, it's not about this, that's what they remember. Really, it's like, it's all about saying, I like this, but we never know. All they remember is the bit afterwards. Really got to be careful. Did I see a hand over here somewhere? Yes, I did. I thought so. Hi.
To a question and just answer. It's good weather today, so we just keep running around.
Excellent. Right. Any more questions from anyone? Hello.
Handlers are also good for keeping track of time.
Yeah, handlers can keep track of time. The simple time. Yeah, schedules as well really helps. Because in suit you have no idea what time it is. Thank you.
Or water.
Or water. And they can have everything for you. So time, check. You don't really know, most people, what the time is. Public reactions, engaging. It's just, they're there to be a voice for you. Not necessary all the time, but very useful. Right. Any more questions? I like this when this happens. It means we've usually either covered enough or you've all got bored of me talking. Hi.
I just wanted to come back to the acting with animals. Animals theme, because there are much more danger animals than dogs out there. We have this in Vienna, for example, or I have seen them in New York, about horses. They can be very dangerous for fursuiters because they shy. Yeah? And especially in New York, the police forces are as high as I am. Yeah? And the best is when you meet a horse, go away and make yourself small, so they can go away before they throw down their owner and he gets dangerously ill because of that. Yeah.
Right, so horses, real horses. Beware of horses. They can shy away from anything. Even things they've seen 1,000 times before. That bush is scary! They're off. Suits are a different thing they're not used to, and they may react to them. So try and avoid them, keep in view of the owners, find out what they want. That way. Basically respect their wishes. If you can, try and move away, try and appear small, because they generally are less afraid of smaller things. Hi. Oh dear, they're ganging up on me again. We've got another question back there.
I was going to mention as well, I think you mentioned earlier, horses. I've been out fursuiting a lot, and we get a lot of people approach us with dogs, mostly dogs, and they assume the dog would be happy to see you because you're a big dog, or you're a big cat. And of course, we all love animals, and there's nothing I want to do more than interact with a dog when I'm in fursuit, but 9 times out of 10 it's a really bad idea. And I think it's just something to be aware of, because the dogs don't know what you are. And I've seen some very frightened dogs and some kind of ignorant owners who think the dog wants to play with you, and it's a really terrible idea. And I'd really encourage people to avoid dogs unless they're 100% sure that dog is comfortable around them, which they seem to be in a rented space, which is lovely, but generally just be really careful about it.
Yeah, watch the dog respond to what the owners say. If they say, oh, my microphone started to lose its battery again. Where's the other one gone? Southie, I'm going to need that one. I love it, I'm burning through batteries like anything today. Dogs respond to them as individuals, work with what the owner goes. They will know if their dog is afraid, and if they are, move away, draw back. It's Toonie suits with the big eyes that tend to be worse for dogs, because they see big staring. Staring is a challenge. But realistic ones tend to actually go down better, because they're not scary. I don't know what it is, but I have less problems in a realistic suit than in a Toonie suit. And if anyone can't see me, don't worry, I'm still here. And my slippers now will be given to me again. There was a question over here again, but I'm just going to struggle to get back to you because I'm being mobbed slightly. I'm escaping. There we go. Back again.
One question and one small request, Richard. But on the question is, how do you take into account weather when it comes to your suiting? Sometimes you go out suiting and suddenly, bang, it's starting to rain. Or what when you think about suiting, when you look at the weather, what goes through your mind? What questions do you take into account? Like snow, for example.
Basically, I look at the weather and go, it's a 70% chance of rain, I'm not taking my suit with airbrushing. Or I know it's been raining for 3 days, it's going to be muddy, I'll take extra wide slipper things to go on the feet. It really is a case of what the suit will do more than what I want to do, especially if it's a paid thing to go to a charity job or performance event, you're being paid to do it. They expect you to turn up regardless of what the weather's like. Umbrellas, good things, very good for umbrellas, but that's when a suitor needs a handler to hold it for them, because I can't really hold an umbrella in most of my suits. But I would say watch what's going on in advance and plan according to that. And sometimes if it's really hot outside, I will look at it and go, I want a suit, but no, I could suit another day, not a problem. I respond to what the weather does more than the other way around. Any more questions that we have? Good, I like this. Anything from the other side? Hi, other side. Hi. Sorry? ID, yes. This is an interesting thing. Some places require you to carry ID, some places don't. Again, handlers are brilliant with this sort of thing. They can carry your ID for your conventions, carry the lanyards for them, carry the badges for them. If you're doing it on your own here, I usually tuck it either in the foot or in the hand. And then if security want to see something, you can just quickly take it out, show it to them, put it back in again. Same thing with the room key, I have to keep that safe and sound with me. Some suits have pockets designed in. That's usually something you talk to your builders about in advance, or ask for the modification once you've had the suit to put a little pocket in the bottom or something. Who's got pockets? Yeah, local. That works as well. And Volto has something that I also use in my police dog suit. He's got pockets on the front. These could be great for carrying phones, money, contact details, badges, lanyards, whatever you want to put in there, they've got pockets. Pockets are good. Right, yes.
Actually, a point, in my experience in public performances, it's always a good idea to check beforehand, are you actually allowed to wear something that covers your head? I organised a meet once at Milton Keynes, and we turned up, and then Maul went, no, you can't wear something that covers your head, all of you leave now. And so the students had to walk out with all their heads under their arm. Same thing happens at Liverpool Albert Dock. Some places you are not legally allowed to cover your head. Always worth checking beforehand. Usually it's the event organizers thing, but sometimes if you're doing spontaneously, you're just going, I feel like doing this today. Always worth finding out beforehand. That was a pretty bad day.
Yeah, I would strongly advise that. If you're going somewhere, going to suit, please ask permission. I have known of somebody who's been in central London, been near Buckingham Palace in suit, and was stopped by the police and searched because they thought they were some kind of protest group. I've never been arrested like it, but yeah, it's early days yet. We have a question.
Not a question, but just to say, in France and in Belgium, you can suit like that. You need a separate permission from the government, to be local government, to be able to have your face covered, or else you can have a IFT fine. So you need to be careful.
So know your local areas and ask the question. Where are you from? Same in the Netherlands. Okay, so if you're going to go out in public and you're not sure, check first. Ask the council. And if they say no, don't do it. Please. Really. You might get yourself in a lot of trouble. We don't like that kind of thing. So, any more questions from this side? No? Yes? Yes? I'm just going to call you sort of like Mr. Spikehead from now on. I do rename people like this. I'm sorry. Mr. Beardface is gone. It's okay. We've got replacement Beardface. Hi. I'm going to call you Pirate Beardface now because that's a rocking hat. Sorry, I'm completely disrupting my own power this time. Carry on.
I want just to clarify the hot gear and cold gear thing, because one people say you use the heat gear because it gets away the heat from you. Others say use the cold gear because with the heat gear the fur gets wet.
Aha, right. So it's the heat gear is designed to keep you warm, whereas the cold gear is designed to keep you cool.
I think it's the other way around.
We're talking different semantics here of language here. My conversation understanding from where I buy products is cooling gear is for cooling you, heating gear is for heating you.
Yeah, but when you wear the gear which is for warm weather, which dissipates the sweat from you, yeah, and the fur is wet, then it wouldn't work anyway.
That's the whole idea of that is to wick the sweat away from the body, so it keeps you cooler and traps hopefully more of the moisture in that layer rather than going straight into the suit. The other version of it is basically an insulator and holds everything. The one that you want, and I recommend to people, is the one that wicks away, because that cools you down, and you can always take that off and put a different one on. You don't have to wear the same thing. You can stop suiting for a while, change the underarm, and go back again.
When is talking fursuit allowed?
You can talk in fursuit if you wish, but you don't have to. There is no right and wrong answer to that. It's a personal decision. every time. I would always say, make your own mind. If it fits with the character, go with it. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Anyone else? Excellent. I like this. This is going well. Any more questions? Yes. Here. Hi.
I have a question about foot padding and shoes. What should you avoid if you want to move really fast for a long time?
That's a question for your fursuit builders. Some builders build around a shoe, some build around a sock, some build around something else. I think you have to go to the builder and ask them what they would offer. Some of the stuff is really hard wearing, like the matting stuff that you can buy. Who's got matting on their paws? Anyone? You've got matting. You've got some sort of rubberized stuff. Sometimes you've got trainer bases right on the bottom, so just normal shoe type stuff. Go for what works. The slippery stuff doesn't really work. You can go over quite easily. Hooves tend to be done. They can be quite slippery as well. They've got no real things. Felt really doesn't grip well. But what I tend to do is hot glue. If you get some pads like this sandals here, what you can do with that, do a zigzag with hot glue, and it acts like tread on a car wheel, so you can keep yourself more stable. It sort of drags a bit. Really, ask your builders. They will be better off to tell you what will last longer. I've got indoor and outdoor stuff. It just varies depending on which one. Any more questions? Got a question down this end. You again. Oh, not you again. Oh, that's right.
That one, you can actually use eBay foam to cut up pieces and put it on this. Also, get some grip on it. And also, if they like taking picture for too long, I want to go. So what should I do? And my helper is not behind, not close to me. What should I do?
Bye. See, that's it. Just wave. Just give them a wave, and sort of, gotta go now. You just wave like that. If you talk, you can say bye-bye, or just, anything you want to do. But the basic thing is, if you start moving, that's generally the easiest thing of interaction. If they go, oh, no, you've got to stay. Oh, you've got to stay, you've got to stay, you've got to stay, you've got to stay. It's like, no, gotta go. And then you sort of part them. Off you go. That's the easiest way of doing it.
That's why I have someone say, you, do, pose. Not even asking, it's like...
Telling, yeah. People do that. It's not on the shoe, but if you don't want it, just, no. Gotta go. That's really the only way I can do it.
I usually do this.
Yeah, hot. You're hot, aren't you? So you have to go. Works in a marvellous way. So, got another one.
And I got the microphone already. In your experience, or perhaps some of the other fursuiters could answer here as well, what differences are there in interacting and performing between two fursuiters and between a fursuiter and a non-fursuiter?
That's a good question. Really and truthfully, I don't actually know I've got an answer for that. It's a relative performance thing of two suitors have two characters, they'll be performing. One person will be talking and doing something. And we've got a mini fight, I'm just going to intercede. I'd say it depends on how they're working. One person's going to talk maybe if they're out of suit, the others might not. So I think it really just doesn't make much of a difference, it's just how they're behaving. I have no idea what's going on right now. I'm so sorry. Any more questions or anything else you want to discuss? Mr. Southport.
Thing is, and I don't know when this question was asked. What do you think about people pulling their tails? It's not like they're saw and real animal tail.
Why? Difficult. It really is. You get two sorts of ones that will pull. There's the sort of ones that go pull, tug, gentle little thing, and there's the ones that really try and properly grip them. I have known tails to be taken off before.
I've heard someone really pulled so hard.
Yeah, they can fall over, they can cause damage. It's happened before. That's when you're relying on a spotter to help you, or maybe just grab it, move away. Anyone actually had an experience with this? You had it? Ah.
Your best solution is to when you're out of the hole, position yourself, you should know when you're running from behind. Just bash against the wall, literally.
That's a good one. They can't get to pull, they can't get too high.
Just sit.
Oh, you can sit down, that's a good idea. That helps as well. So basically, it's going to depend, but you'll want to get hold of the tail and keep it with you. If you get a problem, go to security again. Any more questions? Because we're starting to run a little short on time now, so anybody got anything else they want to know? Good. What time is it? Southport, what time is it?
20 past.
20 past. You've got a few minutes. Anybody want anything? No? Excellent. I do like it when a plan comes together like that. So, thank you everybody for coming along. We do appreciate it. If you would like one of those leaflets for the call down vest, come over here and I'll drop you one off, because we're still down in the dealer's den at the moment, so it would be nice if anybody wants one, I'll drop them off to you. But other than that, thank you for coming along.